Ever thought you knew something, but you didn't? Ever thought you were very positive or confident that something was going to happen, but you found out you really didn't have that confidence? Greater is he that is within me than he that is in the world. Wow. Greater. Did you hear? Welcome. Welcome to the Truth Channel, where the truth is placed before you on the table and you're given the ability to have your consciousness expanded to meet the greater one that lives within. Today is April 1st, 2026. This is recording 973. The title, The Value of Privacy and Secrecy. The value of privacy and secrecy. As I started out, many people have gone out thinking that they know something. Many people have walked confidently until they're confronted and they realize that they really don't understand or believe what it is they're saying or doing. The statement, scripture, greater is he that is within me than he that's in the world. That statement should stop us in our tracks. That statement should stop us from trying to live what we have thought was a successful life based on the principles or the substance that we've learned. And we should sit with that statement until we realize, wait a minute, greater is he that is within me than he that lives by the rudiments of the world. Greater, more powerful. What happens when I realize the depth of that statement? Greater is he. That makes me more powerful than any force. Any. As I measure the forces, I still come to the same conclusion. There is a he within me that is greater, more powerful than any power. Matthew 6:6. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut the door, pray to the Father which is in secret, and the Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. Wait a minute. The Father within me. Greater is he within me. Look at the connection. There is a greater one who is called the Father, who resides within me, and that greater one is watching over my affairs, that if I keep this relationship secret between me and the Father, the greater one is going to reveal itself and is going to reward me openly. What then is that openness that the greater one is revealing? That I and the Father are one. Now, once I realize that, not just agree, once I realize that, what then shall I fear? Of whom shall I be afraid? If God be for me, who or what can be against me? Greater is he. You see, this is the value of privacy. This is the value of secrecy. In practical terms, when do you let people in on your business? when you are confident that you can stand on your platform, when you are confident that you can speak from your platform, when you are confident that you know your business, and therefore you are confident enough to allow people to see what you desire or what you present before them to see. Greater. That's your confidence. Well, what can be more confident than knowing that the presence of God resides within you? You see, that's it right there. It's most unfortunate that God is seen as a person in the likeness of mankind. Let's just think about it. People have created God in the likeness of mankind, and then they go to him. Now get this, they go to him to resolve the issues that they're having in this world. But the one thing they don't do is they do not shut out the noise of this world. What do I mean by that? Well, I have a problem. And it says, when you go to the Father in secret, which means shutting out the noise of this world, most people pray in the manner of taking the noise into prayer with them, presenting the noise to God, and asking God to resolve their needs. Take this noise that I've brought to you and resolve it so I can go back to this world of good and evil, believing that you heard me. But God says, shut the noise before you come in. Go into the secret place. The secret place is within me. And another thing that we trip over is it tells us that the Spirit of God, as we go into this secret place, the Spirit of God is going to come to us and inhabit us. That's another lie. The secret of God inhabiting us, it should never be a secret. For God does not come to those who seek him. God realizes, or the person realizes, that God has always been there. Please. See, these are the things we go. You go to the kingdom of heaven not to resolve outer issues, but you go to the kingdom of God to resolve an inner issue, lack of identity. And once I realize who I am, it resolves the outer issues. In the book of Deuteronomy, it is recorded that God's eye and reign, R-A-I-N, are ever on the earth, which is me. See? Me. So his eye and reign are ever on the earth, meaning my affairs, to see its protection and to produce fruitage that man's joy would always be full. Did not Jesus say, I am the vine, my Father is the root, and ye are the branches? If I am the branch, that means that the root is always looking at the vine, I being attached to the vine, and the branch that bears fruit. So in reality, that which comes into the world through God comes through one unit. I and the Father are one. I am rooted in truth, realizing that I am never separated from the Father. The Father has placed within me a vine, which we call the Christ or Jesus Christ, but in reality, that's who and what I am. And the branch is my outer construction, my outer being, which produces what? A life of joy and fulfillment. I don't need to know what those things actually look like. I just need to realize that I am that. And I do all of this in privacy and secrecy. I don't tell people what I'm doing specifically, other than, yes, I spend a lot of time in contemplation. I spend a lot of time in meditation. But the bottom line is what? Secrecy and privacy. Now, he who finds the Father, or truth, in secrecy and privacy shall not want for anything, because he has seen the Father as he truly is. Now, that's an open statement that must be contemplated until its inner truth is revealed. Because we see God as someone sitting on a throne, someone sitting high and on a mountain, someone separate from us. Because we see him that way, we expect him to act as men or women on the earth would act. But secrecy and privacy reveals something that the world cannot behold. We see the Father, as he truly is. Not a man or entity to be prayed to, but as the truth that is, or the truth that he is, destroying every doubt that this waking life experience can present to us. In other words, we see the Father as truth. And that truth takes shape and form as our confidence. And then it destroys every doubt that this waking experience presents. It's automatic. Here I go again, H2O. It's automatic. Anytime those elements come together, it produces water. Anytime we are aligned with truth in conviction, okay? Not hard work, conviction. A lot of people think faith is hard work, just going after it, getting after it, staying after it. Yes, it is, but you stay after it, getting after it in contemplation of the truth. And as you continue to do so over and over, that contemplation turns into a conviction. What did I just say? Faith is a conviction. It knows the end result. It does not fight and keep after something until it wins. No, faith wins before the altercation, so to speak. That's why Jesus said, when you pray, have faith in God. When you pray, believe that you have already received. So we need to understand that this can only happen when a shift in our conscious awareness, when it shifts and we know now that we know. The man or woman who has been touched by the calling. What calling? Come ye who labor. That's the calling. Come unto me. Come where? Come in privacy. Come in secrecy. Come, you that have been touched by the calling, that presence that has made itself known, which now hides in secrecy. Hides in secrecy within you. The veil is opened, and a relationship thought to be forged between two entities is actually forged with truth. So we can substitute truth for the word God. That makes it a whole lot easier, doesn't it? See, if I align myself with H2O, I can understand the truth of H2O producing water. Well, if I can align myself with the truth of being, then I am going to have produced for me that which God, that which we call God, has promised to do. So anytime I go within myself, I go there to commune with truth. What truth? There is only one God. There is only one presence. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. In him was life, and that life is the light of every man. See, I commune. I'm communing in secrecy. And what's happening? The kingdom is listening. And the kingdom is taking my words that I might be the one, not of the 22,000 in Judges who turned because they were afraid, not of the 10,000 that leapt on hands and knees, but of the 300 that scoop, because I've aligned myself with truth, and it's not I now that live, but Christ is living the life. There's a conviction that goes on, and it infuses us, and it saturates our being to where we trust. Man was made upright, and therefore when he approaches that which he erroneously believes to be a resolver of issues, he is actually reuniting himself with the truth that he actually is. I'm going to say that again. Man was made upright, and therefore when he approaches that which he erroneously believes to be a resolver of issues, he is actually reuniting himself with the truth. We are not going to an entity to resolve issues. We are going to the truth to recognize that the truth is what we actually are. Yes, the truth that you actually are. I am communing with myself. This is why a lot of people wonder why God doesn't answer, because they believe that they're going before an entity to make a case for themselves. And God is saying, I have placed before you the truth. Come and commune with that truth. Contemplate that truth. Rehearse that truth until it reveals that you are actually the truth. You are actually the thing you are contemplating. As we quiet the noise of the world, this person attunes himself to truth that already resides within. This is the most sacred act that one can perform. He makes himself holy to all that sacredness is. He makes himself holy that his own sacredness will be revealed to his own awareness. I hope you understand the point I'm driving here. Man gets quiet only to see himself upright, full of truth, the glory of God, resting in the truth. Flesh and blood cannot inherit or share in the glory of God. Keeping in mind that God is not a man that he should lie, nor is he the son of man that he should repent. So man, in entering the secret closet is the sacred spirit of truth made visible, communing with the sacred truth that he is. I and my Father are one. We do not go to prayer, okay? We don't go to prayer to have issues taken away. We go to prayer to look in the mirror. That's why James, in the book of James, it tells us, don't be like the man who, after looking in the perfect law of liberty, turns and forgets what manner of man he is. He's telling you, he got to be who he was by looking in the perfect law of liberty and allowing that perfect law to show him himself. That's what our waking experience is all about. Having ourselves revealed to ourselves. Then and only then will we be able to rest in a blessed assurance. Wow. This is the summary of that story that says, selling all that he has and purchasing the rich field. That story is told in that manner because we can relate as what we call ourselves humanity. We can relate to going and buying something and purchasing something. But what he's really saying is when you go into your secret contemplation with truth, then you are selling this world. You're selling off your beliefs that are carrying you, that are substantiating you. And what are you doing? You're buying the field. It's not that you give up all of your possessions in this world and then walk around with nothing. No. You go within, contemplate the truth. The truth will then cause a shift in your conscious awareness, and then you go back, and you continue to go back. And every time you go back to this secret contemplation, you sell off some of the things that you thought were bringing you success in the world. God, or truth, being not man or flesh and blood, cannot commune with man in a flesh and blood relationship. Now, I know you say, yeah, but look at me. I look like flesh and blood. Yeah, you have been given a vehicle to travel in. But that vehicle has to be tuned up. I remember as a young man, probably every year or so, you had to change the spark plugs, the distributor cap, and certain spark plug wires, and you had to do certain things to tune your car up so that the spark plugs would fire and the engine would run correctly. Well, you have a body, and that body has to stay tuned, and the only way it can stay tuned is by accepting the truth of what God is, who God is, where God is, when, and what God tastes like. Oh yeah, taste and see. That's what it says, taste and see. Once we get to that place where we align ourselves, then we realize that this body that we're walking in is not the flesh and blood body that lives according to the rules of the world. You look like them, you walk like them, at times you talk like them, you eat and you smell and taste. But deep within, there's a pool of sacred truth that is washing, cleansing, watching over everything that concerns you. That's why Jesus says, don't be concerned about the waking life. The Father within knoweth what things you have need of. That simply means trust. Go to the Father in secret and trust him by contemplating and then waiting for a response. The scriptures say he will surely come. It says, he whose right it is shall surely come, and his reward is with him. Well, think about that. If you contemplate the truth, you are giving the right of way for he, the truth, to come. And what does truth bring to you? Freedom. It comes freedom. It comes to you. It comes confidence. It comes with sacredness. It comes. It brings the reward to where you can just stand still. Oh, right. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Moses went to the mountain. Moses communed with the Spirit of truth, God. And when Moses came down off the mountain, what did he have? Truth. He embodied truth, and therefore he could stand his ground knowing that where the Spirit of the Lord is, where was it? It had saturated his being. And in saturating his being, what also had it done? It set a confidence within him that he could move and do anything because truth was now going before him. God or truth, you can interchange those names. God or truth is inviting truth, which you are, to commune in a holy relationship of its own being. That's oneness. You see, truth can't be over there, and truth can't be over here. Truth is everywhere. Once I am aligned with truth, then that truth yields everything it has. Son, thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine. Can't you not see now your holiness? You see, we don't act to become holy. We are holy because it was truth that made us, and our realization reunites our separation in awareness. Let's put it that way. It's sort of like a movie I saw a long time ago called The Dark Crystal. And there was a shard, a piece that was missing that had to be reunited with the whole. And it brought oneness. That's what we're doing. We are the shard that is reuniting with the wholeness of God. And it is through contemplation that we arrive at this. You cannot walk on this earth and express yourself as being a holy one above all others. Everyone is holy, but it takes an awareness of this to complete the process. That's why Jesus says, pray for your enemy. Do good to them that despitefully use you. Forgive. Why? Because all have sinned and fallen short. What's the sin? All have lost the awareness of who they are. And Jesus recovered it for us, and then he gave us the manner in which to walk. Look not on the image of man, but look to the wholeness that man is. Let him that is among you that is without sin, let him cast the first stone. Look at yourself first. If you can find yourself totally holy and totally spotless, then you can cast a stone. But he made that statement for what reason? Because he knew that a man living in good and evil, a man living as a human being, a man living by the rules of the world, would never be able to see himself sinless. The relationship that is forged in privacy or secrecy becomes a unified field. Now, that field is already unified, but our awareness causes us to see, wait a minute, this thing is undefeatable. This thing is unmanipulable. This thing is solid, whole. The visible and the invisible become one. That's why the statement says, and you shall walk, and only with your eye will you see the destruction of the wicked. That's total alignment. Jesus said, the evil one comes, but he finds nothing in me. Totally aligned with truth. I and my Father are one. When you see me, you see him that sent me into expression. How wonderful is this relationship when it is revealed to the self. It is the synchronization of the relationship that then allows one to walk in a relationship with truth unaffected by outward appearances. See, everyone wants to say that I walk with God, but when you walk with truth, that's exactly what you're doing. You're walking in the light that sets men free. And you are unaffected by the outward appearances. Let this be your one and only desire. The physical world must conform to the invisible truth when it is believed. Are you wondering where your responses are? Are you wondering if your world is going to change? Jesus said, you shall decree a thing in the book of Job. You shall decree and it shall come to pass. Thou shalt speak. Go forth. Go forth in the enlightened state. Raise the dead. Heal the sick. What is he saying? The physical world, this world that we're looking at, must conform to the invisible truth when that truth is aligned, when it is believed. The Father, or truth, which recognizes itself as all. See? When you recognize yourself as all. Now, part of you might say, I'm not able to do that. Yeah. But I can remember sitting and working with mathematical problems, and I can remember saying, I don't know how to do this. And the teacher would say, just keep using this formula. Keep rehearsing the formula. And at some point in time, the formula opened up and showed me the doorway to the next step. Now what? Now I know how to do it. So even though you may feel uncomfortable stating that I am the image of the invisible God, I am the image of truth, I walk in truth, the Father is with me. We rehearse this over and over and over, and that truth at some point recognizes itself. Truth is already truth. So when my eyes open, the scales fall. When my heart turns to the truth, holily, W-H-O-L-L-I-L-Y, I think that's the way you spell it. When that happens, I recognize oneness. When I recognize that oneness as the only thing that I need to respect and acknowledge, that realization will reward me, you, openly, and show me that I have placed the correct value of privacy and secrecy.